Right, hello everybody. This is going to be the Room Closet episode 8 or 9, and we have 3 of us, 4 of us. I was looking in the camera and not even counting me. We have 4 of us here today. We have Ash, then we have Lake, and then we have Star, and then we have Rowan behind the camera. So, a little update. We're going to initiate Lake sometime soon. What up, girl? Sometime soon. What up, girl?
Next weekend.
You're not blacking. Rowan, stop it.
What?
You're not black, Rowan. Stop it.
You're not black. What up, girl? What up, home girl? Home jizzle? What?
What?
I don't know.
Words, actually.
Okay, so we're going to talk about how to become a Wiccan, but we're not going to explain exactly. We're going to just discuss this, and I hope you guys like the way we do this. So let's start out saying, let's talk about fluff bunnies. Does anybody know exactly what a fluff bunny is?
Someone who thinks that witchcraft is all wands and sparkles.
Wands and sparkles. What do you think a fluff bunny is?
People that think it's exactly like Harry Potter.
Okay. What do you think a fluff bunny
people
is?
that think that it's like a recipe and if you do it, it just works. Or people that think that, pretty much that. Like if you think you can just do it and it works because you did what something told you, I guess.
Yeah, we've got a fluff bunny. For me, when I was a fluff bunny, now everybody goes through this stage, the fluff bunny stage. I'm sure Crystal went through it. I'm sure Ash went through it, and Star went through it. And Lake, did you go through it? The fluff bunny stage?
When I was much younger, I did, but as I got older, not really.
Okay, my fluff bunny stage was basically I'd bring Wiccan books to school, set them out on my table. I'd have as many pentagrams on my body as possible. I wore as many gothic clothes as possible, and it was just sort of an attention getter. Now, it wasn't all just an attention getter. Like, I wasn't just doing Wicca because of an attention getter. I was doing it because I really liked it, but I wanted attention somehow, so I used Wicca as the attention getter. So that is kind of what a fluff bunny is, an attention getter. And that's every Wiccan goes through it. It doesn't matter if you're going to deny it or not. Every Wiccan goes through being an attention getter. So,
well, that's every person.
Yeah, pretty much that's true.
Yeah, they start that phase where they go bringing out books at school and stuff like that. And now, I'm not telling you not to be a fluff bunny because it's sort of a rite of passage kind of thing. You have to be a fluff bunny before you can be a Wiccan because you learn some things when you're doing it. So, I hope that explains a little bit about a fluff bunny. Mine lasted about a year long, and then after that, I really didn't want anybody else to know because I just felt more like it was my own personal thing, and I didn't need to tell everybody. So, okay, let's just move on a little bit. Let's talk about what was I going to say? Where you're going to get your reading material, where you're going to get the stuff you're going to learn from. You could go into coven work to learn, to start out learning. That hasn't worked so good for us. Everyone that hasn't known about Wicca and wants to know about it, every time they want to come, they never show up. So I suggest, now this is only my personal opinion, that people start out as solitaries. Learn on their own from books like I did. It made me pretty goddamn smart, not going to lie. Yeah, we all did, right?
I didn't know a lot. I came into you guys and you guys taught me everything.
Okay. There's a ton of books out there. You can get them anywhere, and you just sort of read them. You go through and read. Please don't do what I did and skip to the spells section. That is what a lot of fluff bunnies do, but we're going to try to ease you into it to where it's not like you have to be a fluff bunny for a super long time. We're trying to make the phase of fluff bunny stay down low. So, I don't want it to be too long for you guys because I know it's quite embarrassing to be a fluff bunny, not gonna lie. Looking back on the,
Until a couple years after.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not embarrassing until a couple of years after, and then you realize what you've done.
There's gotta be plenty of kids that start out and they're looking for a love spell in a book or something like that.
Or
I'm sure
somebody.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's not looking for spells that get you into witchcraft. And I mean, personally, I was looking for spells, but wasn't gonna do them because that was weird. And I looked for spell books, and I like reading, so I read all of it, and I learned what Wicca was through that.
Nice. By the way, people, if you see behind us, we are in a mausoleum. I know. I'm sure somebody's going to be like, why are you guys, like, if I didn't say anything, somebody'd be like, are you guys in a mausoleum? Like,
I don't know the mausoleum.
That's what it's called, though.
yeah, I'm not going to, like,
It's right there. It's spelled weird, too.
That's how you spell it.
Yeah.
It's a weird spelling.
where does it say?
That's the correct spelling. It looks
I don't
weird.
care.
Oh, I see it.
Correct or not.
Yeah, it's weird letters.
Okay, so back to our discussion. Get a lot of books and stuff like that. Try not to start out in a coven setting because it doesn't work out when you're first starting out. It really doesn't. My first coven of the earth and sky, never worked out. It just didn't work out. So now that I'm more experienced and I've had solitary experience, it's a lot easier to learn with a coven. A lot easier. So the next thing we should talk about would be coming out to your families that you want to do witchcraft, paganism, Wicca, you know. So let's ask Mary, how did your coming out experience, coming out of the broom closet?
It still hasn't happened.
You haven't said anything
And
yet?
my mom knows that I'm not Christian. Like, she had previously thought that I was. But mostly it's like, I mean, I can throw stuff into conversation every once in a while without, like, arousing suspicion, something like that. But it pretty much, at least for me right now at this time, it's pretty closed off. Like, I have to be a little more careful about it.
Mhm.
But also my family knows I am going to do something every weekend or whatever, you know. So they may know, they may not know, and I just kind of keep it ambiguous from people that I'm worried about it.
Mhm.
But I see once I get out on my own, kind of, just telling them, because it's just like punishment, worrying about like punishment, I guess.
Mhm. What about you, Crystal?
Well, I was baptized in a church, and a couple months later, my mom blames it on my parents splitting up, and that might have been the traumatization that started my whole black lipstick stage. I was baptized, and then I questioned the holy water right before the baptism, and it kind of just kept on going, the questioning, and I love fiction novels, and I kept reading witchcraft, and I decided to look into it, and I joined this online website and all that stuff, and
Mhm.
my mom thought I was Christian for a very long time, but I told my 14-year-old brother that I don't believe in God, because I was atheist, and he told my mom, and that was not a fun conversation. Well, one-sided yelling conversation. It wasn't fun. But she's not really accepted it, but she accepted the fact that I can do whatever the hell I want to do.
What about you, Taylor?
My mom never really cared. She thought I was a Christian until I was about 10, and then she thought I was just going to grow up to be atheist like her. And she just said, whatever makes me happy, she doesn't mind. And then one day I just told her, and she took a couple minutes to take it all in. She was like, cool, can you tell me a little bit about it? And she was totally fine with it. Then I told my dad.
Then I told my dad.
Oh, you know, there wasn't as much yelling as I thought it would be, but he kind of seemed pissed off, but he also seemed like he was laughing at me like it was some huge joke. And he never took me seriously until he noticed, like, I kept leaving every weekend to come with these guys and do rituals, learn more, and then he kept trying, he was like, hey, do you want to go to church? I was like, Dad, really? Really? And he just got over it, so now there's, like, no talk of religion in my family until my stepmom came in, my pagan, atheist, Christian, Buddhist stepmom.
Mhm.
And, yeah.
So that was everybody else's what?
Give me the camera.
Oh, you want to
Give me the camera.
tell them? Okay.
So what about you, Rowan?
This is a tough subject. My parents, remember, I was a fluff bunny when I came out to this. So when I told them, it was like, I showed them a book of shadows. That was mine, and it was a composition notebook filled with just spells. So it was definitely a fluff bunny book of shadows. And I told them, basically, I tried explaining to them, and I just made it worse and worse for myself. So I know when I look back now that I should have said something different. I shouldn't have said, like, like spells and stuff are this and that and this and that. I should have said like, I shouldn't have told them I was a witch. I should have told them Mom and pagan, not Mom and a witch. And she probably wouldn't have freaked out as much. I could have showed her, said, I believe in earth spirits, and, made it more spiritual as it actually is instead of making it more Hollywood craft style, the way I did. So I think there was a lot of things I could have changed, but now that it's done and over with, my family does not accept it at all. Well, my grandma is okay with it. She just goes with what my grandpa says, and my grandpa does not like it at all. My mom doesn't like it. My dad doesn't like it. And my family in California absolutely adores it. Not gonna lie, my grandma and grandpa and my real dad, they are all very accepting of it. So that's my little story. It could have gotten way blown up right there. I could have just went all up in there, getting all teary-eyed and stuff. No, I wouldn't have done that. But the sun's coming out.
Oh, guys, the sky's here again.
Okay. So, it's at 11:11.
Ooh, make a wish.
Holy crack!
You're on 3.
It's at the video. So, that was just a little info on our way of how we came out and how we're giving you like how to start out. Just read a lot of books. Don't just jump right in there. Go to the library, definitely.
Even in really small hick towns, they have something.
Or the internet. I mean, I found this place through YouTube, watching YouTube videos, and they just happened to be in my town. And you can get information anywhere from the internet on pretty much anything you want. So you just got to be careful. There's a lot of bad information out there, too.
I have a really good idea. We can take our website and put up, like, every single day, like, one of us can just, like, add something, like, information that is good for these younger pagans to learn about Wicca without having to go all over the place to find it. We can just put a bunch of information. Huh?
I like how they're younger even though they're our age.
Well, not my age.
Some could be...
Okay, they could be 13, they could be 10, like she said that she wasn't, she wasn't Christian when she was 10. Like,
I was Christian when I was born.
No one was.
She was born again pagan. So I think a good idea would be what do the fans think? A good idea to start on our website, like an information page to get as much Wiccan, like the Wiccan Read, like just a lot of good stuff and a lot of good information, our personal stories about certain things, and how about spell-free information? Because I really want to stress the fact that if you are a fluff bunny, it's time to get out of the phase. You can find spells anywhere. It's the other stuff that you need to be learning and you can't find it easily. Definitely.
Well, nowadays it's getting really easy to find a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I could just type in spells on Google right now and find a billion websites.
Yeah. So I think that would be a really good idea to have like a spot on our page, like even if it's just a blog spot. We could have little sections on the blog, like we could have a Wicca 101 blog spot. We can have Ritual 101 about correspondences. I really like finding those online, so it's easy to get them all in one place. Okay, we can do that. What we could do is we can actually go and find a bunch of different correspondences for the same thing, like say find air correspondences, put together all the information and figure out what matches, because a lot of things, we find a lot of things that are different because of different beliefs. Why don't we go on and find say we're looking for some sewing correspondences. What colors are sewing? One site says red, one site says orange and black, one site says purple. Yeah. And whatever we find the most of, we can just put that there because it's just the main basic belief. I think we've got a good idea going on our hands. What do you guys think, fans? Tell us. Email us at bellwicket at...
That's not right.
That's not right. The House of Bellwicket at yahoo.com.
H-A-U-S.
All lowercase, yes. H-A-U-S, yes. And you can also find our Facebook page and like it and get some information about us. And
you can message us from there.
Yeah, you can message us from there. Find us there, The House of Bellwicket on Facebook. We will have our website up and running again. We had it before, but it was too very complicated. There you go, it keeps dying. We're going to fix it up, and we're going to have an information page just for you guys, so you guys can find really good, solid Wiccan information without having to deal with spells and stuff. So that is our video. Blessed be.
Blessed be.